What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and right now I'm standing in front of the Bluewater Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yeah, gonna be talking about this place. Well, gonna be mentioning it soon in this video, but I'm not gonna be standing here for the whole entire video. I'll explain that as I'm walking, and turns out that the sun is right behind me. Kind of ruining the lighting effect for this video, but whatever. Let me adjust this real quick. Okay, so those of you who've been following me on YouTube for a long time would know that Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is a place that I'm spiritually connected to for many reasons. First of all, I do love the beach. Also, I do like South Carolina. I mean, not quite as much as I did back then, but I do like South Carolina for the most part. I mean, it's better than Alabama, I can definitely tell you guys that. And also, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina was the area where my Sims 2 scary movie, Carolina Maniacs, took place in. And also Charlotte, North Carolina was also the other place where my Sims 2 scary movie, Carolina Maniacs, took place in. Sorry the sunlight isn't agreeing with the direction of this video, but yeah. But there's a specific reason why I'm walking down the street right now, Ocean Boulevard. Now, as I said earlier, I do like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I think it's a cool place, but this honestly is not a place that I'm drawn to, really. It seems more like a place where a bunch of college kids go, where they're like, when they're like on spring break and stuff like that. That's why I never want to come to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina during spring break. Hold on. That's why I never want to come to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina during April or May, because the crazy college kids are always out. October and September are really the best times to come here, really. But to be completely honest, I would have never found out that this place if it wasn't for one girl that went missing a long time ago, I would have never found out that Myrtle Beach, South Carolina existed. It was back when I was 13 years old in 2009. So much for not telling you guys how old I am, but it was back when I was 13 years old in year 2009. There was this girl who was from upstate New York, this town called Shiloh, New York. Her name was Brittanee Drexel, and she snuck off with a bunch of friends to come down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina to go on an adventure against her parents' wishes, but she was going through some rough stuff. I mean, what people don't understand is that teenage years are literally like the hardest years of a person's life. For some reason, everyone always forgets that, except me, really. But yeah, and let me show you guys the beach while I'm out here. That's it, Myrtle Beach, right behind me. But she snuck off with some of her friends down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and she went missing. And when she went missing, it was all over the news back then. I was living in the Dominican Republic at the time, and I was reading about stuff that went on in the USA, and it was literally one of the first things I found when I read about her online back when I was 13. And I actually thought it was really sad because she looked a lot like one of my school friends that I knew back when I was a kid, and I felt sorry for her. And I even told my uncle, because like that's who I was living with at the time, and he He knew that I was upset by it, and he said, "Don't worry, Joe, she probably just ran off somewhere. They'll find her." But years passed. They never found out what happened to her. Eventually they would, but turns out she was actually kidnapped and murdered by this creepy guy who got out of prison when he seriously shouldn't have gotten out of prison, honestly, for the horrible stuff he did. And it took him that long for them to find her. And you know, the really messed up thing about what happened with this case, they seriously, I'm gonna say it out loud because I really don't care because it's messed up and this shouldn't have happened. They seriously tried blaming all of it on a black guy. I'm not even kidding. They seriously tried blaming it on this one African American guy who only had one arm. They were saying that he was the one who kidnapped her because some jailhouse informant lied about the whole case. And I recall reading about this online. They actually, what was it? They actually offered him some plea deal or something like that to take a polygraph. And those of you who know anything about polygraphs, they're absolutely not accurate at all. I mean, even though they have them on the Maury show and the Jerry Springer show and stuff like that. But they said that either he could take a polygraph, and if he fails the polygraph, he would get life in prison. And I thought that was messed up, really, that they tried doing that. I mean, what the hell is there? Not sure how far I am on this walk, but I thought that was really messed up when I read about that online. That's why, like, I actually filmed one video of me leaving a flower by her memorial tree back in 2018, and that was before they found out what happened to her, and it was really sad. But I was actually scared to post that video for a long time because the guy who they thought did it at first was only a couple years older than I was, and it was sick, really. But yeah, the reason why I'm walking down this street from Bluewater Resort to Bar Harbor is because this was the last street that Brittanee Drexel was seen walking down back in 2009 when she went missing. It was late at night though, and yeah, so that's why I'm out here doing this video in memory of her. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, those of you who watch me on YouTube are used to this by now. The only difference is it was late at night when she was walking down the street. She was by herself, and then this creepy guy, I didn't want to say his name in this video. His name was Raymond Moody. Some idiot he was some creeper. He was a straight up creeper. That's who he was. And he was just some sick freak who, like, well, I already explained what he did. Don't want to say it again out loud, but yeah, I'm glad they busted him finally. But the messed up thing about it is that he'd been a person of interest since 2011. Because I remember his name being mentioned in the case because I was following this case the whole entire time. I was trying to figure out, why did it take them so long to finally bust him for what he did? It was sickening, honestly.
What happened?
All right, so I'm not sure how far I am from the Bar Harbor Hotel. Haven't really been paying attention to the stuff I've been walking by at all. Should be getting close to it by now. Trying to stay in front of the sunlight so the light doesn't goof up this video. Yeah, it's sunset right now. We drove here all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, that's where we were at this morning. Actually came from Florida, as you guys all know. It was actually a stranger I met online who brought me here. Didn't really plan this road trip that much, but It was just a stranger who just messaged me online a day before we left and said, "Oh, I like your YouTube channel. Oh, I want to meet you in person. Let's go on an adventure together." And I was tired of being at home all the time, and I was just like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." And here I am now. But yeah, not exactly sure how far I am from the Bar Harbor. Did I already pass it? Doesn't feel like it's... No, I haven't yet. It hasn't been 35 minutes yet, but on the way. So the thing is, usually Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I was mentioning this earlier, but usually Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is like really busy during the spring, like April and May, because not April and May, March and April, because that's when the crazy college kids are all out on spring break and everything. And I absolutely never want to come to Myrtle Beach during that time, honestly. It tends to get very rowdy here. Like over in Virginia Beach, it's more controlled, but not in Myrtle Beach. And not sure where I am right now. I haven't arrived at the Bar Harbor yet. I think that's like, I've only been walking for like 11 minutes so far. There's still a lot more left. But yeah, that was technically the whole reason why I wanted to come visit Myrtle Beach. Really just for the story of Brittanee Drexel. If it wasn't for that happening, I would have never found out that this place existed. Because in all honesty, this really is not a place that I'm drawn to. Myrtle Beach is more of a place where, like, Myrtle Beach is more of a place for, like, people to like get away to together or something like that. It's more of like a tourist trap, really. Well, duh, like almost every beach town is, especially down in Florida. But Myrtle Beach is more of like a beach town tourist trap, honestly. Which isn't the kind of place that I'm drawn to. As like some of you guys should know, I'm like more of a loner and a recluse, honestly. That's because of my autism, really. But the weird thing I think is, like, I always used to describe myself as reclusive, but for some strange reason, whenever I said that I was reclusive, people online always claimed that that was a contradiction because, like, I don't like... What was I trying to say? People always claimed that that was a contradiction because, like, I do like to get out, but if you look at the places that I usually get out to, I mean, yeah, I'm in Myrtle Beach right now, but other places besides this, usually it's like cemeteries, a bunch of small towns that people rarely ever care about, or a bunch of random historic places which tend to not attract many people's attention, or the paths of killer tornadoes that tear through Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, or Indiana, or Tennessee, or Kentucky. Yeah, those were all the states, and Oklahoma. But normal-minded people usually aren't drawn to those places at all. And there's absolutely nothing, I would say that there's absolutely nothing touristy about any of those states that I just listed, but I mean, that's overgeneralizing it, definitely. I mean, yeah, there's tourist traps in every state. But, I mean, most normal people are not interested in vacationing to places like that. I think it's weird that people say that I'm not reclusive. I mean, yeah, I do like the road trips and the adventure and everything, but in my adventure videos, you never see me interacting with anyone, honestly. Like, I remember, like, I always wanted to visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for a really long time, especially around 2016 when I finished my Sims 2 horror movie, Carolina Maniacs. And what was I gonna say? And when had to run past that car real quick. And when I moved down to Florida after I moved down to Florida, I was talking to a lot of people online, well, exactly as I always do, and I was asking a lot of the local people if they would ever take me up to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And every single person I asked who lived in Clearwater, they would always ask me, why the hell do you want to go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina? You already live in a beach town. Myrtle Beach is exactly like Clearwater, Florida. You don't need to go to Myrtle Beach. And I'm like, how stupid are you? Did you not watch my YouTube video? There's a very specific reason why I was so fat. Well, I'm not sure what word to use to describe this. There's a very specific reason why I was drawn to Myrtle Beach. And it was because of the missing persons case that I just rambled about. And it doesn't seem like anyone understood that at all, really. Well, it's not that they didn't understand it. It's not that they didn't understand it. I think it's really just that they didn't give two tosses about it. It was mainly a bunch of stupid guys I met on Grindr. That's who it was. But let's not get into detail on that. Can't say that out loud here. So, not sure if I arrived at the Bar Harbor Resort yet. I mean, it's only been 12 minutes since I started this walk. It's kind of difficult doing a video like this, especially with the sunlight in the background. How far away is this place? Jeez. Yeah, Google Maps told me that it would take me like 35 minutes to walk the whole walk that Brittanee did. But damn, she walked this far? You would think that, like, if she was going to visit her friend, they would have been nice enough to, like, come pick her up or something. But yeah, it's still taking me a while. Let me show you guys, let me switch the camera view, show you guys what I'm passing right now. Alright, that's me. And I think this road is US Federal Route 17, I believe. Unless it's one of the alternative routes or something. Yeah, same road that runs through Volusia County, Florida, the county that I live in. And also Savannah, Georgia. It's not an interstate, it's a federal highway. Yeah, that's the thing about Myrtle Beach. It's like really far out of the way. Like there's no, like, what was I gonna say? Like there's no direct route from Charlotte to Myrtle Beach. I recorded the whole drive on my dash cam, the drive from Charlotte to Myrtle Beach, and yeah, it mainly was like a bunch of winding through a bunch of small country towns, and that was it. The hotels are really nice though, I will say that. Last time I was in Myrtle Beach, the stranger who brought me here was in like a really bad mood. And I mean, it wasn't really that fun, honestly. I mean, I was trying to do a video about exploring Myrtle Beach, but couldn't really think of how much to include in it, really, besides the beach itself. There actually was a tornado that happened here back in 2001 that was caught on camera. I'm not exactly sure exactly where that was, but it didn't end up killing anyone though. That's the weird thing about tornado videos. Like, if you get footage of a tornado, if the tornado doesn't kill anyone, then the footage is basically not valuable at all. But if the tornado did kill someone, then that's when they all want to see it and everything, and that's when they'll pay you for it. One of my friends who did storm chasing actually told me that. One of my friends I talked to online. Not exactly sure if that's true or not, but I thought that was kind of messed up. I mean, he did also. That's why he told me that he doesn't do storm chasing anymore. Because, like, footage of a tornado only becomes valuable if the tornado kills someone. I'm like, what the hell? Seriously? Okay, then. Doesn't really surprise me at all. Alright, here's more Myrtle Beach. Reminds me of Wisconsin Dells, except it's warmer and it has palm trees. I will admit, it is nicer than Wisconsin Dells. Alright, let me see how far I am from Bar Harbor. Not sure if I passed it or not. So that's supposed to be how far she walked, really. It's what I'm doing this video for. I actually remember reading in one Facebook group that there was actually one like memorial walk that people used to do where they walked like the same length of, oh, I'm almost there right now. Yeah, I'm coming up on it. But yeah, there was actually one memorial walk that a lot of people used to do where they walked like the same length of the route that Brittanee Drexel walked and everything. It's really sad, honestly. I also read online that they took down her memorial at the park back in 2023 after they found out what happened to her, which I thought was pretty messed up, really. I mean, even though the case was solved, I mean, you could at least keep the damn memorial up. I mean, the whole point of a memorial is to remember someone who passed away. But, I mean, it honestly doesn't surprise me that Myrtle Beach, South Carolina actually, well, the memorial tree better be up. It is so damn loud out here. It honestly doesn't surprise me that Myrtle Beach, South Carolina actually took down the memorial tree. I mean, that's actually where I'm going next after this, but yeah. Okay, so I'm still out here right now. Haven't finished the walk yet. Haven't arrived at the Bar Harbor yet, but damn, she was walking a really long way because she left from the Bluewater Resort and she was on her way back to the Bar Harbor Hotel or Motel or whatever the hell it is. I know it's a hotel or something. I'll know it when I see it. But I ran out of stuff to talk about. In my well, actually, no, I didn't run out of stuff to talk about. In my SimCity 4 series, the United States to Joe Winko, pretty sure you guys are, well, those of you who watch me, one second, gotta wait for this light to turn. In my SimCity 4 series, the United States to Joe Winko, those of you who've been watching me on YouTube for a long time will know exactly what that is. But it's basically my SimCity 4 gaming series where I try to rebuild the USA in SimCity 4. In the South Carolina part of the map, where Myrtle Beach is, where I have the city of Myrtle Beach in my United States to Joe Winko region, there's actually much as I love that song, it wasn't appropriate for this part of the video. But in my Myrtle Beach section of the United States of Joe Winko and my SimCity 4 map, there's actually a statue that I have built of Brittanee Drexel. And like, I remember thinking that it would be really cool if they actually had that in real life. But I mean, I actually thought that they probably would add that in memory of her, but chances are they wouldn't. I mean, it's South Carolina. People actually want to forget about stuff like that whenever it happens. I mean, for some reason, my overly optimistic or overly humane, I think that's the word I'm looking for. My overly humane autistic mind actually believed that if they actually had a statue of her, okay, I'm almost there right now. It's right up ahead. My overly optimistic autism mind actually believed that if they actually built a statue of her, then that would like inspire people to like watch out for trouble or stuff like that. I mean, really. I mean, because like, you always hear stories of people getting, well, you don't always hear them, but there's been quite a few stories of people who almost been kidnapped in Myrtle Beach, and they always talk about how dangerous it is. I don't know. Not sure if I worded that right, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. It would like inspire people to like watch out for crime or something like that. That's my best way of explaining it. But yeah, this is the hotel that she was staying at, the Bar Harbor Resort. And she walked that whole entire distance from the Bluewater Resort to here. It was late at night. And then the creepy guy kidnapped her and murdered her, but they didn't bust him until like years later. I have no idea how it took them that long, because he was in a person of interest for so long, but they busted him the exact same way I thought they were going to bust him. I mean, the exact same way I thought they would find who did it. Once they got the suspect, they would just watch the security cameras all along the street, and then they would find his car driving by, and that was exactly how they found him. I'm not sure why it took them so long from when they first found out about him in 2011 till now. But yeah, it was messed up. Even more messed up that they tried blaming it on a black guy, but don't even get me started on that. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys all liked it. That's me doing Brittanee Drexel's memorial walk. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.